Hello and welcome to this Christian Walk podcast, the show where no topic is too taboo to empower you on your walk with God. I'm your host, Marley B, and it is my privilege to welcome you to the conversation. On today's conversation, I invited a panel of multi-generational women to sound off on a subject we all know very much about, living single. It was a great conversation. Let's get into it right now.
Walk with me, talk with me. What you know about God? Will He ride with me? Come and open my eyes for me. Hear my story. Show me more what's in store. And once more, listen, homie, can you walk?
All right, single ladies. Welcome to the season 2 finale of this Christian Walk podcast.
Yes.
I'm so fortunate to be with you young ladies. But you asked me to be here.
Yes, I wanted to have we have someone from all generations here, Miss Donna. Miss Donna, we have somebody in their 20s. I tried to get somebody in their 30s, but they couldn't make it. And so I was like, okay, well, I'm in my 40s. Donna's in her 50s, you're in your 60s. You know, everybody on here, nobody really looks their age. Everybody is looking like pine cream is working, and sleep regimens are working. All of you are beautiful. All of us are single. All of us are ready to mingle. Is that a fair assessment?
It is.
Yes, ma'am.
So I just wanted to sound off on some topics, right? At first I was gonna have the guys on, but I was like, you know what, let me first talk to the single ladies, and then later I talk to the fellas. And then even later than that, we will all come together and really have some fun.
Okay. Sounds good.
All right. So y'all ready to get into it?
Let's do it.
All right. Well, before we get started, I will give y'all a moment to just introduce yourselves, say your age, and just let people and just say hello to the people. Well, let's start with you, Tanisha.
Oh, I knew you was gonna do that. Well, hi everyone. My name is Tanisha. I am from Sally, South Carolina. I am 27 years old. I was about to say years young, but it's okay. I'm 27 years old. And it's a pleasure to be on this podcast. Thank you, Marty, for the invite. And I'm very anxious about today's conversation.
Yes, we're gonna have some fun. All right, Don, go ahead and hit us with it.
Okay. Hi, everyone. My name is Dawn, and I am 54 years old. I'm actually from Cincinnati, but currently residing somewhat Cincinnati and Charlotte for this moment for the pandemic. But I'm really excited about this station because, me and single friends, we always talk it all the time. So it's good to share this with other generations as well, besides, someone in my age range. So I'm very excited to see what the differences are in these dating fields. So thank you, Marley.
No problem. Thank you. And you know what? The differences are good, but I can't wait to see the similarities. That's going to be the real fun. That's going to be the real shock. And Miss Donna.
Good evening,
Lady D.
ladies. Lady D, yes. Good evening, good evening. My name is Donna Johnson. I am 67 years young. I just turned 67 on the 28th. And I don't date men my age. How about that? Is that enough to get you started?
Ooh. Okay.
All right.
Interesting.
And Lexington, Kentucky is my home.
Mine too. Girl, get out of here.
Shut up. Shut the front door.
That's my hometown.
This is my home.
I've been in Cincinnati since I was little, but all my kin folks, girl, we gotta talk. Okay.
Yes.
Oh yes, that's what I'm talking about. Kingdom connections. That's what off the rip. That's what this show is all about. And I like how you started us off letting us know your your age range. I think everybody have an age range in mind when it comes to dating, right? So when I think about me, I think about 10 years. I think I give myself like a 10-year. I feel like over 10 years would I would just be like, I'm not really sure if that's gonna be a match. I would give myself like that 10-year gap. What age groups do you give yourself an age group in your 20s, Tanisha?
So yes and no. In my early 20s, I wasn't really into dating anyone my age. Wanted, an older guy. Now I'm like, maybe I can date somebody my age. But normally, like, I date older guys. I mean, I think the oldest guy I've ever dated was probably 12 years older than me.
Don?
It's been hard for me lately to try to determine that. But I would say anywhere between 48 to like 58. So about 10 year. Yeah, about a 10-year.
Would you ever go younger, Don?
Maybe, depending on the situation. Mm-hmm.
How much younger?
The maturity level,
Absolutely.
what you got going on level, what's going on with you.
There are some mature young men out there.
Yeah.
There are some mature young men out there, and then there's some real immature older men.
Absolutely.
Now, found that out too. That's why I said I'm kind of torn in between. Like, woo, okay. You how old? You 58. Oh, okay. Sorry.
I know. And Miss Donna, you would go younger. Would you ever consider your age, or it's just like, oh, how old are you? 67. Good night. How does that go for you?
No, you're asking me if that person says that they're 67?
Right.
Well, they don't ever get that chance, that opportunity.
Oh, so you come off like, oh, you look old. Goodbye, sir.
No, Facebook dating. So I am privy to their age. So I get to see their age. And so if that 62-year-old or that 63-year-old, more than likely, he would be a pen pal. More than likely.
Got that favorite friend.
Not even, no.
No.
Just a pen pal.
Just a pen pal.
That person that today is rainy, it's cloudy. Okay, let me send him a text. And then when the sun comes out, it's like, I don't have time to play with you. So, it's just a pen pal, not a favorite pen pal, just something to do. But generally, for me, I grow tired of older men. For me, because they are so busy trying to convince you that all of their systems are still working. And I'm just like, okay. And it doesn't interest, that bores me. That's your only conversation. So I grow tired of you.
I can see that, because I couldn't sit up with a man and be like, man, watch how I digest this chicken. How do they? Like, I bet you I digest this chicken like a 20-year-old right here.
And so I'm just like, really? But then I find that 10 years, well, the gentleman that I'm dating now I'm 11 years older than he is. And it's just right. The three little bears, it's just right. The level of maturity. He knows and understands my boundaries. It didn't faze him that I said I've been 23 years abstinent. So, and that all of this could be all of yours once my name becomes your name. otherwise. So that's putting the boundaries out there, right? And he was okay with it.
And when we talk about that, like this is this Christian walk, right? So of course we're gonna discuss dating, and we're gonna discuss dating God's way. I love that you have a prime example on it being something that can be done, because a lot of times the perception is nobody's going to be for that. You know, nobody is going to uh is about waiting, or even trying to, waiting to marriage, or even trying to really date. Everybody want to Netflix and chill, or have like this pseudo version of dating, instead of really getting to know somebody. They want to kick it. They don't really want to date. Is that, can I say that has that been your experience, Don? Like, in dating in your 50s, have you tried once to do it the way where you like, I'm gonna just wait out on sex, I'm gonna just see how this goes? And how did that go for you?
Well, not very well. Not very well, but now that I am older, it's just not
season.
And yeah, it's just not my thought process, not what comes to mind first. Is it gonna be some good sex? It's not that. It's are you gonna be able to make me smile? Are you gonna make me laugh? Are we gonna be able to be good friends? We're gonna be able to, to get along, we're gonna feel each other's company and enjoy each other. And those are the big things that I look for right now. And just having that great companionship. And then, because I think once you have all of that, and then anything leading up to that is going to be awesome, if it comes to that. But it's actually kind of hard to even in my 50s find that type of companionship, that someone wants to just have a good time, have some good conversation. Let's see if we mesh well. Let's see if we can hang out, and like you said, just hang out, and no sex involved. And it's just kind of hard. So I actually have decided just to, what, if I can tell right off bat that it's not going to work, just cut it off right before I get started into a relationship. Just cut it. The conversation's not going good. If anything, just cut it off.
And then when you found that when you try to hold out or wait for that companionship, or wait for, that chemistry, pretty much, you waiting for that chemistry to look like, okay, this could be long term. But what do you get instead? Do you get somebody who's just not meeting your requirements, or just totally have a different value system?
I think and I don't want to say my requirements. I would just say more, it's just a feeling, it's like your intuition. It's just a feeling that I know when I'm having a conversation, because how I am outgoing. I can click with you like this, and I want that same in return. Like, I can tell if you're open and honest, if you're being true, if you're just trying to smooth things over and tell me all kind of bull crap just to make you look good. And I just want you to be real and true, and I can I can see through that. So
that. And Tanisha, in your 20s, okay, in your 20s, have you tried to, just go into the God's way of it, of, I'm just gonna off the rip not have sex, put that out there, and if you have, how has it been received?
So I've tried, right? So what typically happens, it's like, in the beginning, everybody's trying to impress each other. So like Dawn said, trying to say all the right things. But when it comes out, like I like conversation. What can we actually talk about? Can we talk about religion? Because sometimes I'll throw that up there, right? And especially if I'm trying to make sure that we do this God's way. I need to know how you feel about religion. Are you spiritual? I ask those questions, and sometimes they have an answer, sometimes they don't, right? But non-judgmental. It's like typically after that conversation and me putting out there, like, this is what's going to happen, this is what's not going to happen, the conversation changes. So you don't get all the effort that in my experience, the conversation changes. You don't get all the effort that they once was giving because they thought that it was going somewhere else. So for me, it's like it dies after that. Like, you might get a few more good morning messages, might get a lunch day here and there, but the interest is gone because they're not getting what they want. So it makes it harder to want to date and be abstinent. But ultimately, you want somebody who's going to value you and appreciate you way more than what sex can give them. So, yeah.
Exactly. Now, in this dating age in 2021, and even beyond this, I mean, we know dating has changed. You know how you can get in a relationship or in a little situationship or anything for like 6 months and get out of it and try to get back in the dating pool. And how the way we date, it has changed tremendously. It just evolves so fast, right? So I'm just wondering, we know now dating online is a popular thing. And to me, it just did not work well. I tried it 2 different times, and it's just like my personality didn't come across well when it come to dating, trying to date online. It was just like, you know what? I know that I'm not gonna meet my husband this way, so I'm gonna just log off and delete my cookies right now because this is not the way. But I'm interested in knowing how the online experience worked for you guys. Let's start with you, Miss Donna. You mentioned Facebook, but have you ever got on a real dating app like a Christian Mingle or IHeart?
Black people meet, Black Christian people meet. Way back was Tagged. Tanisha doesn't know Tag, but Tag was way back then. But my thought was, you're one keystroke away from being blocked. So that is so much easier than to have someone. Dawn, you were going to say something?
No.
Oh, I thought she was going to say something. But they're just one keystroke away from being blocked. So talk to me, stupid, if you want. And you only get one chance. You only get one chance. And then the thing that I did was, I need to hear your voice, because I don't want someone, what's the word that they call it? Is it catfishing or something?
Catfishing.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I don't want to be a part of that. So I need to hear your voice. So if that's an African, and you can tell by the way that they type and their grammar that it is not an American, okay? So you've either hacked somebody's account. So it's just easy. It's just easy.
So it's easier to kind of break it off if it don't go your way. So, but it doesn't get on your nerves that it's so many blocks, because it's a lot of, it seems like it's so many people that you have to go through before you get to a prime person. That never gets on your nerves?
No, because I don't have to accept them. When you look at that picture and when you read their profile, that's where I'm assessing them. That's where I'm assessing them. So no, it doesn't bother me. It doesn't. No. But I think that our discernment needs to be very keen. I don't think that online dating is for everyone, because depending on where you are, there are some persons that are needy, desperate. And so if they say just the right things, then all of a sudden we're dating each other. You said 6 months. I'm never going to get someone 6 months of my time. I want to know what you're doing. What are we doing? What are we doing? And if you're in hopes of getting me in bed in a few weeks or whatever, it's never going to happen. So I'm not going to allow you to block what God may have out there for me. So if I'm giving you 6 months and it's not going anywhere, and whatever God has for me out there, every time he sees me, I'm with you, but it's not going anywhere, then you are blocking what God has for me. That's what I think.
So, Don, how was your online dating experience?
Oh Lord. I tried. So I tried two. So one was the very first one I tried. That was the Bumble. And then I tried Facebook. And I'm like you, Marley. It just didn't work. I mean, I would try it and somebody would make me mad and I sign off. I'm like, I'm not doing this no more. So I did that probably about 3 times, maybe with Bumble I tried. And then the last time I tried was on Facebook. And it was just horrible. It's not for me. It's not. It's like I'm like you. I like to talk, verbally, and some guys will say, "Okay, here, well, call me." Okay. Then when you call, and then the conversation just, like you said, goes on to most of the time it goes on to, "Hey, when can I see you? When can we hook up?" It's like, wait a minute, hold on. I ain't even got to know you yet.
Right.
So it's like, man, that's okay. No, that's not for me. Yeah. Right. So no, I
Stranger danger.
I did. Right. I'm like, I don't even know if you like. So after the Facebook thing, I said, that's it. I'm done. I'm not doing it. I'm not doing it no more. I'm not trying, because somebody was like, try Facebook. It's kind of cool. I was like, okay, let me try that. I do see some, little faces popping up here, and it's kind of cool because you can go on a Facebook page and kind of look at it. Kind of actually liked Facebook a little bit more so far as detail, because you could go on their Facebook pages and kind of look to see, what they're about, what kind of pictures they have up, what some of the comments are, if you can get in, if it's not private. But yeah, it didn't do. It was no good. Then you'll hear from someone, they'll say, hey, and you'll say, hey, how are you today? And like, you won't hear nothing back. Like, did I say something wrong? I just asked you how doing today. Okay. But yeah, no, I won't do that. I won't.
Not a fan. I get it. So Tanisha, pretty much online dating, that's just like, that's the entire span of, that's how dating. That's how you learn dating, right? So I'm interested to hear how someone in their 20s, how that experience is for you.
So, online dating, I don't even have a word to describe how horrible it is.
I know.
I've done the new age stuff. We got Tinder, you have Hinge. I've done Hinge and Facebook dating. I tried that out. What I did like about Facebook dating, like Dawn said, like the details that you get, and then being able to look at their Facebook page if it's not private. However, the conversation, it's just not there. Yeah. And like, I like to talk, I like to interact with people. So if you are messaging me and we're messaging, let's say for a week, and you haven't made any plans or anything to like go out to actually meet, I'm sorry, but I can't continue to just text you, because I didn't sign up for this dating website to just find somebody to text. So for me, it's hard. Like, I don't have any active online dating profiles right now because I'm exhausted. I don't have the energy anymore. Having the same conversation with the multiple people is very draining, and I'm not enjoying it. So right now, online dating is a no for me. So now I'm trying to like force myself out every now and again to try to, do things like the old fashioned way. Let's meet. Or you meet me through someone, that's different. But this online world, it's just not for me. It's not it.
And let's be real, with stuff out like clickbait and all that stuff, it just got more real and more scary. And then can we all agree? I feel like we need to start a movement, because I'm not sure at what point that men found out, or they made a determination that women like to get penis pictures.
Ooh,
Like, I feel like that's something we need to be real clear about if we like it or not. I don't know any women that just like, yeah, let me get as many of those penis
Yeah.
pictures as you can send me. And then it's like, and then, but men 9 times out of 10, it's like, they'll be like, hey, what's your name? And then the second thing is like, here's this picture of my penis. And it's just like, is this, what is this
one
supposed to
click
do?
away from being blocked.
Right. And I'm Miss Donna, help me out here. Like, I know if you on these sites, you done got a few of these shots.
And I send back them. Is that all you have? Bless your heart.
Right. So just like, can we agree that
I mean, is that the absolute best that you can do? That is so insulting. Is that your IQ? Just what is that? Why would you even think that would? You are so proud of that. See, that's what I'm talking about. That's where I grow tired, because if that's all you have, then there's no need for us to go any further.
Right.
So all of those things I put out there right off the bat. So do not send me a penis picture. Do not.
Yeah.
I think we do need to put that right in the name bar. Marley, don't send me penis pics.
Maybe
I don't want something that looks like a turtle with a turtleneck on. It's because you've not been circumcised. That's the ugly thing. Okay, that's just frightening as hell. I don't want something like that. I just don't. What are you thinking?
But the thing with me is, it's like, but everybody got one of those, right? You ain't the only one. You act like it's just like this big old surprise. Like, hey, I got a penis.
like, I kind of sort of feel that you are a man, right?
Right.
Okay.
So now you understand, and it's really worse with older men. It's like, when I talk to you, I start to get this. You should, because I'm an attractive, intelligent Black woman, and I should excite you. Right. That which should take place. Okay. So if it doesn't, I'm sorry.
Right. You don't have to share it with me every time it occurs. It's assumed. I get that. Okay, so let's switch gears a little bit off the PPs and go into like, okay, when we're dating, right? Now, this is so funny, right? Because I talked to my brother who actually who gave me the idea of bringing this up, which is, we expect and we like to get compliments, right, from men. But do you find yourself like just complimenting men just on regular things, just because, like, you're handsome, you smell good, you look good, or what, just off the rip? Do you do that? And if not, why? Let's start with you, Don.
I do. I most definitely do. Yep.
So how does it go down? How does it go down? Is it like, hey, I see this handsome man, I got to tell him he's handsome? Because I would do that. I would just like, I just want you to know you're beautiful. If nobody told you.
Yeah, I love beards. So, beards. If I see a man with a beard, I'm like, oh man, your beard. And if it's salt and pepper or all salt, oh my goodness. I'm like, yeah. I'm like, that's just
on.
It's just, if they're dressed nice, look nice, I'm always, I'll compliment. Like you said, if they smell good, if they got a particular type of clothing on that I like, or shoes, or I'll compliment them. Most definitely.
Tanisha?
Yes, like, that's something I'm not afraid to do, and I'm not insecure about it. Like, I know I like compliments, so I feel, men deserve that too,
Yeah.
So I don't ever want my man to be another woman compliment my man, and he's like, oh, I like that, but I don't do it at home. Like, no, we can't have that. So I got to make sure my man knows that he smells good, that he looks good. Yes, that's a must for me.
Yes, yes, and it should be. Ladies, let these men know that we appreciate them. They taking care, they hitting the gym, they doing whatever. We should let them know, hey, yes, thank you for your hard work.
Yes.
Appreciate
Lady D.
You know, it smells that get me. Okay, smells get me, and I will walk past and say, "I love the essence that you're wearing." And I keep walking.
You go right into the pimp.
Okay.
Yes.
And I keep walking, and I don't look back. And if that caught him, he'll meet me down the next aisle, or he'll do something soft, not brazen. But I love the essence that you're wearing.
I like
that. That's what you call if this is chess and not checkers was a person. I like it. So tell me what you think about interracial dating, right? So a lot of times not at all. You're not for it at all, Ms. Donna.
I'm not gonna play.
Oh Lord.
When I close my eyes, I shut down my hearing.
Oh Lord. Lord, I need my glasses to hear. I get it. So but I mean, I feel like it's a very important topic, right? Because it's a lot of men out there that will just say, hey, it's Black men that say, I don't date Black women, and then there's Black women that will say, I'm off Black men, but I'm only doing white men. I'm not saying, hey, whether it's, just a restrictive thing to where you only do a certain race or not another race, but are you open to the fact that there could be love or a romance with someone that's from another culture? Tanisha.
So I'm not against it at all. Don't get me wrong. I desire to be with a Black man. However, there are other cultures and races out here that may treat me better. I'm never gonna say, no, I cannot date you because you're not Black. I'll never do that. If you, treat me right, you got a great personality, you can make me laugh, make me happy, you love me, hey, I'm not gonna overlook that just because you're not Black. So I'm for it.
Dawn?
Ooh. Well,
I had to drink me some water on this.
this might be a pause in there. But no, I can't say that I can't say I'm totally against it, but like Tanisha, I am, I love, the Black man. But I'm still not totally out. Like you said, if I meet someone, but it has to be, I think for that, it's going to be most definitely a combination of attraction as well. I mean, physical attraction as well as all the other stuff. You love me, you treat me good, we get along, things like that. I think I have to have that. Unlike if I have a Black man, I could probably not go much on the looks part of it. If I was interested in someone, they wouldn't have to look a certain way or be like all this fine and handsome and cute and all that like that. But I would say if dating outside of my race, they would most definitely have to be easy on the eye for me. But
I didn't say fine. They got to be fine.
Yes. Yeah. Pretty much.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
Don will only date Ashton Kutcher, and that is it will have to be that level. I get that. Or McConaughey or somebody. I get that.
McConaughey.
I get that.
Yeah.
Same. And Aquaman
down the face.
Give me Aquaman.
I might consider Aquaman. Okay, Don. Okay. Yeah.
She crossed over. She's changed.
Okay. Give me Aquaman and we good. Give me.
I feel like Aquaman might have at least one black uncle. Like he got
Yeah. Because he's Hawaiian, isn't he? Samoan or
Yeah, he's
something like
Samoan.
that? Samoan. Yeah.
Color in there.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, so we know that you changed a little bit over the Aquaman, Lady D. So you wanna
No,
chime in?
it's still no. But if I had to, he would have to be like, no. See, I am older than you all, and I go back to our history when we came through. Okay. And the way that they treated us, you know, the pictures of African women with no clothes on was that still an animal, and we still gonna take to that person. Not saying that that was their forefathers, and I understand all of that, but at the end of the day, if I can I say what I'm getting ready to say? If I piss you off, I'm a nigga. See, and that's real. That's really real. And so we could be the best of friends. We could even be pen pals. But I don't even want to kiss you. There's just so many things that it's a no from me. It's a no from me. You know, like even when I went to see the Chippendales, okay? The Chippendales were okay, but the black Chippendales, now that's what I'm talking about. So, you know, that there's a, do you understand what I'm saying?
I know exactly what you're saying. There's a whole difference there.
There's a whole difference there. There's a whole difference there. And society has emasculated our black men for years. And so what I think is that a black man is attracted to this white woman or that does have melanin in her skin, because when they're trying to get that black man, they know how to submit and be soft and gentle. And it makes this man feel like he is King Farouk, you know? And we as black women, we've had to work hard. We've had to do things. And because society emasculated the man, we were out there working when he couldn't get a job. Okay? So we have forgotten how to be soft and gentle. We have forgotten how to communicate. We have no communication skills. It's neck moving, hands on hips, you know, twirling and all. We don't know how to do that. So I think that we push them too. But then once that white lady gets her hook in them, then they see a whole totally different side of her, which becomes controlling. I've got you now and I'm going to control you. And then it's hard to get out of it because anything goes down, it's her word over yours. And nobody even stops to look at all of that. Look at them. It's a whole picture.
Mm-hmm.
Now, I'm glad that you kind of talked about the eye rolling and the neck moving, because we all know that this stigma on Black women, right, is that we are angry. We can be angry. And yeah. And so I'm curious at how you guys think about that. And I mean, that's a great point what you said there, Miss Donna. But I'm interested to hear from Tanisha and Don too, Do you feel like that we are a little bit more pissed than other women? And if so, why? Let's start with you, Tanisha.
I wouldn't say that we are. I just think, like Ms. Donna said, we fought hard for what we have, the abilities that we have now to do certain things. And don't get me wrong, I think every woman, every Black woman has the ability to be submissive to a true leader. So to call me an angry Black woman because I mentioned something that you did wrong or correct you when you're wrong or had an opinion, that's just far stretched. And I don't think it's fair. I don't think it's fair at all. No.
Don?
Yeah, I can't really, sometimes when I think about it, I try to figure it out. I just can't pinpoint it. And this is sitting here and listening to Miss Donna gives me a great insight on it about how I would hear different stories. Even like I have a lot of guy friends, and they share stories about women. And I'm like, wow. And I think what kind of going back to what Ms. Thomas said, and maybe just a little bit off of what you're asking me, it's even to the point where just say I meet a lot of men that are divorcees, and they have these ex-wives, and these guys, and I'm saying it's always two sides to a story. Don't get me wrong, right? Don't get me wrong, but it's always so sad to hear the stories about how the Black woman treated the Black man, and how he's taking care of his kids and he's he's paying child support, he's doing whatever, but they're still like so angry with them that they prevent them from seeing their kids, and don't get me wrong, always two sides to a story. I get it. And your side, their side, and the truth, right? So, but it just always concerns me about how we do that. In my case, I'll just say for me, for instance, I have two baby daddies, but I was never married to either one of them. But neither one of them did I treat bad, did I treat bad now, and because they were good to myself and my kids. So I didn't treat them bad just because we didn't make it in a relationship. It just wasn't meant to be, and it disheartened me a lot when I hear these stories about, I know good men that are working hard, and us as Black women go out here and we keep their kids from them. You can't see them. You can't do this. You can't do. And it's just like, oh my gosh, why are you doing this to the? And then guess what? In return, what happens? Us ladies in our 50s and 60s, we get the birding of the aftermath, right? Because you were treated so. And not to say that he didn't do anything, because most likely he did. But it is what it is. You're divorced and you got kids and you need to figure it out and work it out. It's just, it didn't work for whatever reason that may have been. He don't want you. You don't want him. Who want to be with somebody you don't want anyway? I don't want you. I don't want be with nobody who don't want me. It may hurt, but it's like, you gotta get past it. But
you gotta forgive. You have to.
Yeah, you have to give. And it's a lot of that. And I don't know if you're gonna touch on this or not, but it's a lot of broken Black men out here. Not taking anything away from the Black woman. I'm not at all, because we are, but I don't think that the part that we don't understand is our Black men are already have a challenge outside of just being a Black man.
Mm-hmm.
And that's so true. We want them to understand us, but we rarely take a moment to really empathize with their plight.
Yep.
And so therefore they don't feel comfortable being vulnerable with us.
Mm-hmm.
So we take away because if they were to come to us,
yep,
not me, but if they were to come to us, the angry Black women, we would say, oh, he's gay. Something's way too soft going on here. We don't, that's the reason why they have heart attacks and die, is because things that they have not been afforded to release and talk about and cry over and just do what we do. They need to. And we need to afford them that time, and we need to console them and love them, which makes them stronger. And
True.
I think we know what we are supposed to be doing, and we're not being taught. You know, the older women are not handing down to the younger women, and that younger woman handed down to even the younger woman. What you have right here is what, 3, 4 generations, 20, 40, 50, 60. So if I hand down to Dawn should be handing down to you, Marley, and Marley, you should be handing down to Tanisha. That's how that should go. But we're not there. We're not doing that. We're not mentoring.
And I think we get to these, we meet really nice men, like you were saying, Don, and sometimes they are broken, they are hurting, they are living, and they're trying to live and keep moving through trauma. That you know, ever since they was a little boy, people been telling them, don't cry, don't show your feelings, don't show your emotions, walk it off, man up, you know. And then when we get them, and we, you know, when we try to be, if you at a good place mentally, and then you know that this is a good man, but he might not be at the best place mentally, do we take that time to say, hey, you might want to see somebody? Or do we just, you know, write them off? You know what I'm saying? You know, what does that look like? Have you had those experiences where you're like, okay, this man is hurting, and you actually told him, or do you just flee? I don't have times I fled, I'll tell you that.
Yeah, it's both. It's both for me.
Situational too, depending on the situation, whether, you know, you put yourself in jeopardy or not, trying to help somebody else figure out what they want or what they need. So I've had both situations though.
Yeah, me too. And I think it comes if they're receptive to it, you know, so you offer it, and how receptive are you? And are you willing to acknowledge that there's a problem? It's very, very hard to convince someone that you see a problem, and you're bringing it to them if they want to even start dealing with that at that moment. Like, you know, I never thought about it like that. You know, let me look at it. I mean, that's happened to me. Someone said, I'm like, wow, I never knew that. I never thought about it. You know, it's like, maybe I need to think about that, you know. And so it all depends on how receptive they are to the feedback that you're giving them. And if they're willing to take a step back and look to see, you know, that's the hardest thing in the world to do, is step back, dig deep down inside of you to figure out those issues. And that is a serious, serious problem. Nobody wants to face it. Nobody wants to face themselves.
And we are very fortunate to live in an age where mental health is come to the forefront. We're trying to knock the stigma off of it. And instead of writing people off, whether it's male or female, a lot of times we might need to say, hey, it's help out there, seek it. And then we, you know what I'm saying? But we also got to remember to do that for ourselves, because as Black women, as women, we get out here and we just think that we're supposed to just keep going. We keep going, we keep moving, we make things happen, we make nothing out of something, and we press down our own mental health needs in the interim of trying to be there for everybody else. You know, how do you feel about how important it is as that woman to take care of yourself first? And, you know, I wonder how that is, because I know I've really got to that in my 40s. Probably within the last few years, I understood the importance of being able to take care of myself first before I sit and wait for somebody to come and complete me, or wait for somebody, you know, I can meet a nice person, but if I'm not there mentally, if my heart not there, if my mind not there, I'm not in peace with myself, I'm going to run off really any real prospect. You know what I mean? So I had to understand the importance of focusing on me. And it took me not until my late 30s, around this time in life, to get there. So I'm wondering what that process is like for you. Let's start with you, Tanisha. Like in your 20s, do you know how important it is to take care of yourself? And what does that look like for you?
So early 20s, no, it was all about everybody else, you know, making sure I was there for this person, for that person, or if I was dating, you know, making sure all that person's need, like his needs was met or stuff like that. Like he was good emotionally, his family's good. But it took, I want to say, probably like a year or two ago, where I understood that self-awareness was important, right? Me being aware of my emotions, because I'm not the person that likes to talk about my feelings and stuff like that. So that was a shocker for me. Like needing to know, me understanding myself will help me understand everybody else or will help me deal with everybody else. Like truth, like on a real level. Like, no, I needed to take a step back, look at me, look at, you know, what bothered me, what triggers me to, you know, act a certain type of way. So that was probably when I started understanding that I was important too. So everybody's still important, but I have to make sure that I'm most important to, you know, I need to be a priority to myself. So that, I mean, and since then, like I move a little bit different, talk a little bit different. I do different things, and I now have expectations of, you know, men or people that I see, like to, you know, to try to get in touch with that, you know, talk about your feelings, even though most men are just like, I don't have feelings. I don't, you know, I'm not talking about that. I'm good. It ain't nothing wrong with me. So like that, fighting that is like kind of discouraging, but I know like it takes time. It took me time. It takes everybody time to get to a point where they're ready to acknowledge the things that they're dealing with. So it's a process. It's all a process.
And I like how you said it, knowing yourself helped you to deal with people better, because I think knowing yourself, it combats the tendency we have to internalize other people's issues.
Mhm.
If he's treating me some kind of way, or if he's not talking, or he's not calling, or he is lashing out, it might be because of me. It might be something I need to do differently. But when you are taking care of you and you understand and you self-aware, you understand that it's not you.
That is not you.
And just because he's not there, it doesn't speak to you. And that is so important.
And I feel like as women, sometimes, you know, just because of what's instilled in us, we automatically like to take on everybody else's problem, make their problems our problems. And that's not okay. That's not okay. So yeah.
That is not okay. Don, what you feel about that?
Oh yeah. Yeah, I'm gonna take care of me. But like Tanisha said, process, you know, in my 20s, I was doing one thing. In my 30s, I was doing something else. In my 40s, you know, a lot of my time of my adult life I was insecure. I'm very, very insecure about myself. And I literally probably just came out of that in my 50s, in my early 50s. And just realizing I'm good enough for me. And if you don't like it, then I ain't good enough for you. So like I said, it's a process, and it's all about dealing with it. Like I said, going down inside and deep down in, and just trying to figure out who you are. Because once you figure that out, everything else pretty much falls into place. With how you deal with other people and men and relationships and your kids, you know, and the only thing that seems like to me is I'm reverting back because I'm grandma and and it's all about my grandkids now. My grandkids, but in a good way, of course. But still, I know I most definitely have to take care of myself before I can take care of anybody else. So, and that's why I get these grandkids, you know, it's like I gotta keep myself healthy so I can run around, play with them, you know, keep myself busy so I can chase them around, you know, have those type of memory, you know, lasting memories, you know, for my grandkids. So
Lady D, what you think about that? The importance of taking care of self. I know you I know this is like a given to you. I can't wait for your response. But what do you think about that?
I think that before we start to date, we need to go. We need to go all the way back there. If you need to date, then you don't need to date. If you need to date, then you don't need to date because you are not whole in yourself. And so you're looking for someone to fill a void that they don't even know what it is. So
right.
so you can't take a half of a person and half of a person and make a whole person. You have to have two whole people to start to date. So before you start to date, you need to make sure that you're whole in yourself. Because if you are not, you will take on that other person's personality. You will be controlled by that other person. And then you will be dropped off on the side of the curb when they've gotten tired of you. Like I said, I've grown tired of you. You know, it's no more fun, there's no more interest. The intimacy wasn't that good anyway. I'm on to the next person. So we need to talk real. We need to know who we are. And I learned that 23 years ago when I became divorced. I was my parents' daughter. I was my husband's wife. I was my son's mother. But who am I? Didn't know who I was. So it took some time for me to get to know myself. And I didn't decide until 2 years ago that I was ready to date. I was ready to date. Now I know me, I know my boundaries, and I won't ever get caught up like I was before.
Yep.
There it is, knowing yourself. And when you think about love, right? Do you believe that it can happen at first sight? Do you believe that that you can see somebody and fall in love with them? Don, let's start with you. Do you believe in love at first sight?
I want to say yes. I kind of want to say yes. It could happen. Well, yes, because it happened with me with my ex-husband. It was love. That's. I mean, he's my ex, but you know, but it was. I mean, we just instantly had that immediate connection, attraction. Just unfortunate. There were some other situations that got in control of him, you know, that made us get the divorce. But so far as our connection, we had a very, very deep connection where we were friends, we're best friends. We could finish each other's sentences, you know, is we were not insecure one another. He could, you know, he would go off to his homecoming. I'm like, bye, I go to my homecoming. You know, he's like, you know, go have a good time. And it worked very, very, very well for us. You know, unfortunately, some other situations got in the way, but it wasn't anything that had to do with us as our connection and our personality. So I do think it can happen.
Miss Donna, you believe in love at first sight?
Oh, I thought you were going to Tanisha. I was ready. I was ready for Tanisha. Not at first sight, I don't believe. I think sometimes we get the L's confused.
Mm,
True.
yes.
You know, is it love or is it lust?
Mm-hmm.
So we get it confused, and then we put on blinders. Then blinders come up, and we can't really see who or what they really are. And now we're into it, and it's hard to get out of it. And we don't know how to get out of it. So we just hang in there. And then it causes us to do things that we shouldn't do. It causes us to cheat because it's really not love. It was lust. We got the L's mixed up.
Mm-hmm.
And
Straight.
and men say, I love you to get it. And women say, I love you when they give of themselves. That's them showing that I love you because I've given of myself to you. So see, it is the other L word. It is the other L word. And we get it mixed up.
Mixed up.
Tanisha, do you believe in love at first sight?
I don't really know. It's like you want to because for those people that it happened to, kudos, congratulations, or whatever. But then it's just like realistically, I'm a tough cookie to deal with. So I don't think that I'm gonna just see somebody or meet somebody and be like, oh my God, I love you. Like, no.
It's like, I love you. Okay, yeah. Okay. It probably, yeah, I get that.
No, I don't know. I don't know.
She sounds like a younger version of me.
You're a hard cookie to crack. She a hard cookie. I can't wait to meet your husband, Tanisha, because he is going to be amazing. I get it.
You don't have to be. He's going to be a special person.
He is going to be amazing. So I cannot wait to see him. So let me ask you about this now. A lot of times men have common misconceptions about women, the things we like. We looking for money, we looking for big feet, we looking for the beard, whatever the situation is. I want to know what is a misconception that you want to correct, right? Or just let somebody know, let a man know what it is you're really looking for, not the thing he might be expecting, because they think that, some men will admit that they don't know women, and some men think that they have us down to a science, right? This is a chance for them to get an intimate portrait of women from different generations, being able to sound off on what it is that they know. What I'll go first, right? So as far as the misconception that I want to stamp out, right, which is that we are all mean. I'm not mean. I am firm, okay? And just because I'm firm doesn't mean I don't think that should be mean. You know what I mean? I feel like that is a common misconception. I want to set the record straight that it is okay to be firm. Now, is it ways to get out of pocket with being firm? Yes, I'll admit. Sometimes my firmness is not for the average bear, in which case we can depart from one another. But don't think that don't come to me like I can't be firm in my beliefs, in my values, but I'm not so firm in my opinion. I'm a kind of open-minded person. I'm one of those people that say, this is why I feel this way, but I'm open to hearing your way. So don't think just because I'm firm in my beliefs that it doesn't mean that you can't, convince me otherwise. I'm open, but don't come for me like I'm mean. I am firm. The end. Okay, so let's go to you, Miss Donna, Lady D, Miss Lady D Donna. I want to, I'm so used to saying Miss Donna, but I love Lady D too. So, Lady D,
they don't know about the reason behind Lady D, do they? They don't know.
We're gonna get to that though, because I want to mention it before you leave because it's coming soon.
Yes.
Yeah, it's coming soon, but we're gonna get to that. That's gonna be a little surprise.
But when I'm quiet, I like to measure my words. So that's who I am. I don't like loud women. So I am not a loud woman. And because I am quiet, I want to be able to measure my words and then us come back together and sit down and talk about it. Because in the heat of the moment, we say things that we can't take back. And we can say, I'm sorry, forgive me, but you cannot unring a bell. Once that bell is rung, it is rung. You can't take it back. So when I'm quiet, I'm not mad. Because I've listened to what you said. Now I need to process what you said. See, I don't need to process it while you're saying it because I'm missing something. If I'm trying to refute what you're saying while you're talking, then I'm missing something. So I need to be quiet. I need to listen. And then I need to process it. And can we come back in an hour and let's talk about it? That's what I like. That's what I would want us to do in a relationship.
That's a good one right there. I like it. Tanisha, what misconceptions would you like to stamp out about yourself?
For my generation and the guys that I'm running into within my generation, your money, sir. I was, I'm an independent person. I'm not that woman who won't, who's going to tell you that, I don't want something from a man, but do understand that needing something from a man, as far as your finances, that's like, I have no interest in that whatsoever. I make sure that I'm established because when my husband comes along, I'm going to be stable. He's stable. So we don't have to work on being stable. I'm not no. So that whole misconception of I need your money or you need to be able to, woo me with your money, what you can buy me. No, all my life, I work. I like, doing chores for money so I could buy what I wanted myself. So no, please don't throw your money in my face and think that that's impressing me because it's such a turn off. Sorry.
Yes.
And Dawn,
for me, what you think you can do for me. So that's just it.
Mine's is right along the same line with Katisha, Lord Jesus, Tanisha. Sorry. It's like, at 50, I would hope that myself and you're in a good position. We're both in good positions at 50 something, financially, have everything together. And like you said, bring it together and just bam, and just we blossom from there. But that I think in the 50s, I think Donna's saying the same thing. Miss D, she was saying how they try to prove themselves to you. Like, I got this. Yeah, I got, you don't really have to go that far with it. It's just, they're just trying to impress you to make with the money they make and things like that. So that doesn't impress me. That impressed me at all. I mean, yes, not to say I do want you to be established. Yes, I do. But
please and thank you.
Yeah, it's just showing off point. I don't like it. Not at all.
And it's not so much about if you can take care of me, can you take care of you?
Exactly. Exactly.
That's my thing. I'm not taking care of you. That ain't happening. That's not happening. You don't gotta take care of me.
I do want to know if you got 401k because we getting up there.
You've been saving for our future.
Right.
Saving for I am. Are you?
Right.
And then when they start doing husband things in a boyfriend status, why do I need you? Okay, that's where I'm really old school because I don't understand. See, I don't understand why you need to pay for my hair, okay, my weave. You, so is that how much you worth? So you pay a bill of mine. So is that how much you're worth? The ladies on the corner get more than that. So where is your worth? So you I'm just saying, let's be real. They do. And you're saying, well, he needs to pay my bill and he didn't make those bills. So
there it is.
There it is.
Why did he have to come in
and pay your bills?
And pay your bills for rolling the hay? Really? Is that how much you're worth? $89 for an electric bill? I'm just saying, sometimes I don't think that we're thinking. I just don't think that we're thinking. We don't know our value. We don't know our value. It's sad.
So what do you think about as far as like, you meet a guy, you go out and he's paying, he invites you out, he pays. At what point is it a good time for us as women to pay? Do you think that that's a thing?
Yes, honey. Yes. Reciprocity. We need to learn that word, reciprocity. We need to know that word. So he takes you out to a nice dinner and you in the dating, and then you call him up and you say, I've been thinking about you. And there's this restaurant that I would love to take. Can you meet me there? Can you? And it's on me.
Yeah,
Bam.
Yeah.
Do you think it should be to a certain level before it goes to that, or would you be open to do that as quick as the second date?
Well, the second or third date.
Mm-hmm.
Because I don't want to owe you anything.
Right.
And I don't want you to think that because you took me this place, that the next thing I owe you something. No.
I agree.
It can't get to that point. You be like, oh, if I had, because you have some guys that think that like, oh, you get cheese, I'm gonna get knees. That's pretty horrible, but it could be people think that kind of stuff, but people think that kind of
I had never.
Marley.
But I would, what you were saying, Don?
I said I totally agree. I do. In a minute. I'll get that. No, I'll pay. I'll pay for that. I'm good. Yeah, because I don't want you to think like I just want you to just be here to take care of me. No, this is a two-way street here. Two-way street.
And I don't want you to think that because if I go with you on that date, trust and believe I've got money to pay for that date should you act stupid.
Right.
Okay, so I can do me.
I want to get up and walk away from the table. I'll pay, I'll be able to pay my bill.
Mm-hmm. And you'll be back there washing dishes, whatever.
Right.
But I got me, so.
Yep.
So what do you think is a common mistake women make that ultimately destroy a relationship? Like if I think about it, thinking you can fix them, right? If I had to go, I'm gonna go first. If you think you can fix them in the beginning, that things, all these red flags are going off and you thinking, oh, I could fix that, or he might have did this with the last one, but it's gonna be different for me. And 9 times out of 10, when it ends, is over that same thing that you was overlooking or thinking you could fix that you can't fix. So I think we need to definitely get that out of our head that we can fix somebody. I think we need to determine if this is somebody that you can love for who they are. And I don't think it's wrong for being able to love somebody for their potential, But I think that it's really limits to that, you know, because sometimes we'll get over, you know, the man living under the bridge got potential, but are you about to go scoop him up, you know, and wait for that to come to a home, you know? I think that, you know, we get a little bit out of control with, you know, trying to fix somebody and avoiding red flags. And I think that ultimately, you know, destroys a lot of relationships from the beginning. If you had to say, Don, what is a common thing that women do that ultimately destroys a relationship, what would you say?
The neediness, being
Yes.
being needy.
Hallelujah.
Needy.
Yes.
Being needy.
What's that? When you say needy, oh, what you doing? Where you at? What you doing? Where you at?
Yeah.
Take me.
You
I
got
can go.
Yeah, get my, like Miss Johnson, get my hair done. Can you give me some money to get my hair done? Can you get my nails done? Can you get my weave done? Can you you know,
And can't even boil water. Can't fix you a good bowl of ramen noodles because you burn them. No. Help Jesus.
Yeah. Just the can you.
You to death. Tanisha?
You kind of sort of mentioned it, and that's dating potential. I feel like that's a big mistake that a lot of women make. You meet somebody, you see, and the bad part is we see red flags and we ignore them, and it's just like, no, but I know he has potential to do better. He's gonna be this, that, and the third. And it's just like, how long are you gonna wait for your potential man to show up?
See, all of that. How does she do that part?
So I think that's one of the biggest mistakes, not facing reality, looking at the person in front of you and everything that they've shown you. Like, no, deal with it. Face reality and face the truth and decide. Don't wait 10 years and be like, okay, he ain't proposed yet. He's still doing the same thing he was doing when I met him. That's who he was. So see people for who they are and stop seeing potential and going for potential instead of reality. So
Somebody shows you who they are, believe
believe. Please believe them.
believe it.
Quickly.
Lady D.
You know, you all don't want me to
What did you say?
my phone just, I was about to answer my phone. But anyway, as I was getting ready to say, I think that women sometimes get in bed too soon. Okay. They've had a dry spell. It's been a dry spell. It's been a dry spell. And he comes along. He looks like he might have potential. But it's been a dry spell, and you think he's magnificent in the bedroom. And so then you start to try to fix him. And you spend money as a woman. You spend money on him. You get his haircut, get his beard trimmed up, get him some nice clothes that he never had before, and you fix him up for the next woman. You can't write him off on your taxes. So we do things too quick. Period. With the T on the end of it. PERRODT.
Period.
Period. Okay, so I got a couple of kind of taboo questions for y'all, right? Because you know we don't stray away from taboo topics on TCW, and I could not have the single lady sounding off without hitting a couple of controversial ones, right? Ooh. So the first one, I'm gonna take it a little bit easy on you, but I feel like
you know I'm older, so my heart. Watch my heart. Watch my heart.
Okay. Okay. So the first one, I'm gonna take it a little bit easier, right?
Let me get my fan.
This will be good for any age range, right? But nowadays, men are like getting weaves. They getting whole weaves, like a whole glue down wave, braids. They gluing on parts. They growing on all of this. And I see it, and I'm fascinated by these videos. I sit and I watch the whole transformation, like, wow, this is happening. But I am not sure that I could be laying up under this dude and looking like, okay, your lace front, boo, is lifting. Like I just couldn't see myself doing that. So I'm wondering, would you date a man wearing glued on hair pieces? They got like toupees and all that, but not so much. Now they gluing them on. They getting them. They can swim in them for at least the first couple of days or something. But would you date somebody that was sitting up in the hair salon getting glued on hair? Like, could you do it, Don?
No, absolutely not.
Have you seen some of them that you like, oh, that looked nice?
I haven't even seen it before.
The videos? Oh my God.
Oh my God, the videos are something else.
Like some hair replacement, guys. I do believe that, as a lot of people, it's hereditary, some where they going bald. I believe that you should let it go. I mean, like if you're going bald, I don't want you, you're receiving way back here, and you got all this hair back here, but all this is just let it go. Just cut it all off. Cut it all off. Cut it off. I've seen some actual implants before, but I haven't seen the, what you're saying.
Look at some videos.
Yes.
It's amazing. But I just don't know. It's amazing.
And you must watch it in its entirety because it is amazing.
They speed them up, and it's like they getting whole glue, putting weave, cutting it, turn it into waves. Like it's 360 weaves. I'm telling you, it's 360 weaves.
Little things look like little bitty worms, black, and they lay them down, and then they come back and cut over them to start to wave it out. Yeah, sister.
Lady D, could you do it? Could you do it?
But no.
Could you do it, Lady D? Now you just seen the video. Can you do it?
Oh, hell no. This is not, no. No.
Tanisha?
If I saw that front that was starting to lift up, help me, Jesus, I'm gonna fall out.
Some glue stuck on their forehead.
I'm gonna fall all the way out. I'm gonna slither out of the seat. I can't do it.
I just couldn't. I just be looking like, I don't know. I don't think so. Tanisha?
I'm sorry. I've been hatfished a couple times, so it's a no for me.
Hatfished.
Yes.
That's the thing.
It's a thing. Like guys who wear hats all the time, I'm very skeptical of you because what's under there? Like when I'm like on those dating profiles, if every last one of your pictures you had a hat on, you are automatic X or left, whatever it is, because you're not being true to yourself. So you're not gonna be true to me because what's under there? Are you bald? That's okay. I'm not against bald men. I appreciate a nice shaved head. Come on with it. With a nice beard, we good. But please stop playing with me with these hats. No, and I don't want your fake hair because what is that? Why are you doing that? Obviously, it wasn't meant for you, so let it go. Let it go. Embrace whatever's happening up there. Let it go. Fix it. Let it go. Just stop it. Please stop pretending like that. And I guess like they could kind of sort of, feel like women do it too, will have braids and or get weaves, but no, because you're looking forward to what's under there. You know that something else is going on, but don't do us like that.
Yeah.
If you're gonna do it, tell somebody and let me make the choice, please. Don't do it. Don't sneak and do that. Please don't do that. That will hurt my feelings.
it would be a total distraction because I would be looking at your head or your face, you know. And
I feel like I would be staring. Like,
And don't get a botch job.
Then you're gonna want to
Please,
go
if you
like this.
do it,
Move that over.
get a good.
You be like, your hair is more
Oh
just
God. Like something, you know, it was bad enough when they got us, they started getting us with the beards, y'all. When they started, you know, putting the powder and stuff in their beards and drawing their beards and stuff.
yeah,
Like that was far enough. And now y'all got the hair pieces. Oh gosh.
yeah.
This is much.
I don't know which one of us gets over in the chair. We take off all of our false and put it over there in the chair. You take off all your false and put it over there in the chair. So do I get in the bed or do I get in the chair? Because that's what I was attracted to. So you know.
God.
That's so okay. So that was the easy controversial question. Now here come the heat. Now we all know men love them a bisexual woman, right? They like them a good old bisexual woman. They think it's attractive. They, you know, it's not a deal breaker for a lot of men. Some men they not with the competition. But most men that I know, they think it's something that is not a deal breaker. I want to know from you ladies, could you be okay dating a man who told you either at one point he was not bisexual or that he was bisexual currently?
No.
Why
Say
is
it
that,
one more
Don?
time for me, Don. Say it one more time.
No.
But and 3 times for the people that's in the back, because no.
Why is that? I just want to know why.
I don't know. It ain't the way it's supposed to be. I don't know.
Did you catch or did you throw? Yeah, I want to know all of that before I tell you.
Ain't the way you supposed to be the man. I mean, your preference is whatever. I'm okay. It's whatever your preference. I respect whatever. But no, I need to know. I don't even know. I just know that no.
So would it be an automatic, like if you met a guy and you kicked it with him real hard, you like, oh, this is a great guy. And then like 3 months in, he was just like, I just want to be full honest with you. I want to be fully honest with you. It was a time before that I experimented with a man or I had a man. Would you just be like, all right, well, nice knowing you?
He said it was in the past.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. Cause I don't know about that. I might say bye because I mean, you might still kind of have those tendencies. I don't know.
Say it again for me.
You might still have those tendencies. And next thing you know, you didn't got me all railed in and caught up. And here you telling me you got a whole man on the side now.
Hello. A side. It can't be a side chick. What do you call it?
Oh, let's think of something that rhymes.
Side man.
Right, exactly.
A what?
Something that rhymes with it.
Okay, I got it. It took me just a minute.
I got it.
It took me a minute.
Marley, that is a no for me. I'm sorry. Like you said, they don't want some men are against it. They don't want the competition. I don't want the competition. Right. I don't know.
I got competition with a guy? Yeah.
Like, no. Because that don't, I just can't.
I gotta compete with a white woman and a man. Okay,
right.
That's too much.
That's I don't know.
That's a lot.
That's more than a lot. Because how do I know that you're not gonna want that again?
That's
I don't got that.
That's what I'm talking about.
Yeah, no, that's a no for me. And I know that, like, maybe, if it's years later since they did it, or you've so far into this situation. No, I'm sorry. No. we can be friends.
Mhm.
We can be friends, but that's it.
Mm-mm.
Nothing more.
No.
So we all are like saying bye bye. Pretty much bye bye. Got it.
Respectfully.
Respectfully. And so we know, and then I mean, it's 2021. And I just want to be 100%. And you know, we talking about dating, we talking about being single, right? So I just wanted to not stray away from these topics, right? So I was wondering if I was gonna bring this up, but I'm gonna go ahead and go for it, which is
Another one.
there's another one.
Grand finale.
It is there are transgender men out here that look like whole men, like I wouldn't have thought. Like, did you know that, Lady D? Like, it's transgender. I mean, on TikTok,
Yes, I did.
I was just like, oh wow. Like, you know, when they asked her, was I born a woman? I mean, straight up 6-packs, beards, sound like a man, like whole situation. And they are dating women. And women are like, okay, these are men, so I'm gonna date them. Is that the same thing for you? Or do you feel like it would make you feel like you were being with somebody of the same sex, or it's just too weird? What is it?
It would make me want to fight.
Same thing.
You know,
Same thing.
Miss
I would
Donna,
wanna-
really? It'll
I
make you
would
want to
wanna
fight.
get violent.
Same
Right.
feeling. Same feelings.
That's a no.
That's a no.
No.
You remember it? What was it? Crocodile Dundee when he checked that. You remember?
I vaguely remember Crocodile Dundee.
Because that one woman was really a man, and so when they explained it to him, and he's from Australia, so the next really tall woman.
Oh
which
yeah,
a
he was
woman,
looking.
but he checked her.
Yeah.
He checked to make sure that her equipment was what it was supposed to be.
Sure
I
did.
just, I mean, the Bible speaks against all of that. Okay, so if we're doing this Christian walk and we're
Mhm.
doing all of this, the Bible speaks against all of this.
It does.
So why would we even begin to? I mean, Sodom and Gomorrah went down because they put the
Of a lot of stuff. It was a lot of stuff, but it also speaks against judgment.
But
Hmm?
no, we're not judging. He says that we can judge the fruit. Okay, that's what it says. So we're not judging them because God's gonna ultimately. But if you carrying on and you doing things, that was not what you were born as.
That's what I was saying.
What's on
Right.
your birth certificate?
Like,
Okay.
that's what it's supposed to be.
So no, and I'm not judging you because
either.
ultimately on the day that you die, you're the one that has to stand before God. But what I'm saying is that I will not invite that into my life. Period. Okay.
Well, there it is.
Several T's.
Several T's.
Several
There it
T's.
is. Well, I
Nope.
just wanted to put that out there because we are living in a society where that is a relevant question.
Yeah,
And
there.
you know, and so I actually was wondering if I was going to do it, but I was like, you know what, we're going for it. So I thank y'all for being open enough to answer it and answer honestly. I'm not judging your decisions. I'm not judging your whatever it was, and I hope nobody is judging ours either. It's because
Right.
I
if
said
that's not
whatever
our
blows up
preference.
your dress, or blows up your pants leg, but ultimately you have to stand before God for what you're doing.
With that,
And when you decide to pick and choose out of the Bible to make you feel good, when you come back, well, God loves everyone. Yes, he does, but he doesn't condone the sin that you're in. And your sin is no greater than my sin
Right.
because they all sins. Only one is worse,
Exactly.
and that's blasphemy. So he's going to judge all of our sins. Okay. And it's not to say that you're not going to be in heaven. I have no heaven or hell for you.
Mhm.
But what I can say is that I can't do it. And I'm not going to entertain it. Period.
That's what
Yep.
it is. I'm with it. I'm with it. So, okay. So I like that this did not turn into a man bashing session. Okay.
Mhm.
Because I did not want that. We all ultimately want men. So I'm
Mhm.
glad that, we were all, on the same page as far as, loving on men, lifting men up and wanting to be a positive, addition or, have positive comments for men. You know what I'm saying? Because this isn't about tearing them down and saying what they shouldn't be and all of those things. So I just wanted to give one final chance for you guys to say what you love and appreciate about men, right? And because I feel like they need to get compliments from us. They need to know that we love them and we support them. So if you could have one final thing to say to our men out there, even your future husband, Don, your future husband, Tanisha, your future husband, Lady D, what would be that last thing that you would say? Let's start with you, D. Well, let's start with you, Don.
I would say what I appreciate is you being my protector. My protector. It's nothing like knowing that your mate will protect you. And appreciate you just being you. And me, if that's what I want to do, accepting you for who you are. And it falls within my whatever guidelines that is of wanting a man, that I accept those things about you. You accept who I am and my flaws. I accept who you are and your flaws. And we don't use them against each other. And we just learn to love. Someone once said to me, Don, it's unbelievable. The hardest thing to ever do is to love.
And Tanisha?
Yep.
So for me, I appreciate your strength. I appreciate your confidence. Like, I feel like that's something that, especially a lot of Black men, they lack. But I appreciate your confidence. I appreciate your honesty, and your leadership. I appreciate leadership, because I know I'm a leader, but I need someone to lead me ultimately. So I appreciate your ability to stand and actually, like Dawn said, be a provider, be a protector. I like it. I appreciate the feeling of security that you give me. That's what I appreciate.
And Lady D?
I appreciate the fact that you know that I came from your rear. That's the reason why you have one less. I came from your side, not your back. So I'm meant to walk with you. I am your helpmate, and I want to support you in everything that you do. We are partners. And I love you, big man. Yeah. See, because I like meat and potatoes. I like that big man. And he doesn't necessarily have to have a 6-pack, but I like a whole lot of playground.
All right, playground. All
I'm
right.
gonna add this piece in there. I appreciate your beard.
Oh,
Oh, yes.
as do I.
Yes, I love a beard. Yes, yes,
Me
yes,
too.
yes, indeed.
I love a
And
beard.
please
That
smell
is unanimous on this
Oh
call.
yeah.
and smelling good. Okay,
Yeah.
I need to find.
All that.
Now, Lady D, now before we close out, of course, I had to give you a chance to do the plug of why we call you Lady D and to let everybody know what they can look forward to from you.
At the end of December, my book will be on the shelves, and it's called You and Me. It is an adult book, So, Tanisha, how old did you say? You may not be old enough to read this.
27, you might have just made it.
She might just make it. She just might make it. Yes.
Old soul. She really is an old soul for a 27-year-old.
Yeah. Okay, so you can read it.
Me coming to stores and Amazon near you.
Thank you. Thank you.
Congratulations on that. Thank you, ladies, so much for being here. Thank you for sharing your views. I hope you had fun. Did you have fun?
I'm gonna have to take my blood pressure medicine because that ending was.
Oh yeah, I saved it for the end on purpose. You was like, huh? But yeah, I wanted to shock you a little bit, but not too much. But you played, you played along great. Thank you so much for being here, y'all. It was amazing.
It was my pleasure meeting you, Dawn and Tanisha. It was my pleasure.
It was nice to meet you, Miss Lady D.
Thank you so much to my guests, Don, Tanisha, and Lady D, for stepping up and sounding off for the single ladies of all generations. I appreciate your input. And for you guys out there, if this information, this conversation spoke to you, please like it, please share it, and definitely please subscribe to my YouTube channel. Remember, you can also listen to us on iHeart as well as Apple Podcasts. Well, single life is not for the faint of heart, but at the end of the day, it is something that it's not something that we have to be upset about or be depressed about. It is our life. We're living it, right? But I feel like if you're single, community is the key to making it through and doing it in a strong way. This panel was all about multi-generations coming together, building each other up. And I feel like if you single, you should have a group that you can count on so that you guys can hold each other accountable, empower one another, and more than anything, remind each other that this part of your life is not all about just waiting for somebody else to come and complete you. It's about making sure that you are doing what you have to do to make sure you're feeling whole with yourself and that you're feeling one with God. That's what single life is about. It's not about waiting for somebody else. It's about focusing on yourself and focusing on your relationship with God. So I hope this conversation reminded you of that. Okay? And if you don't have it, get it. Community is key in any walk of life that you're doing. And on this walk with God, I know loving God can be easy. Trusting God can be hard. But I believe we can all get there one step at a time on this Christian walk. And I'll see you guys on season 3. I'm your host, Marley B, and it is my privilege to welcome...
I fucked up. I had a mic on. I had a mic on. All right. I'm still tired. Don't judge me. Don't judge me. All right. One more time.
You ready?
I'm ready.
Brought so many blessings, and it's still bringing blessings for years to come. I don't like you think I went too far. It was starting off good. I went too far.
You barely did.
I was.
What?
Even you purposely used the wrong hand.
Oh shit! I'm sorry.
I mean, and that had to feel stupid. You was like, what is that?
Oh God! I'm gonna get right. All right.
But first and foremost, with ourselves, and that came through 100%. Thank you for that. And oh shit, I'm sorry. Let's just go with the other one. I don't even want to do this now. My producer need an IV. Lord.
All right. 3, 2. Oh, look at that. There we go.
Okay. It's a double-edged sword. I get it. Just let's do it again.
All right.